Good morning, Foothill families. I am Dr. Howard here to talk to you a little bit about the hybrid elementary school return. We are looking forward to our students coming back to school in January, and I wanted to alleviate any uncertainty and share with you as much as I can about that return and how it will run so that we have a smooth transition back to school. So with that, you can see here that we have a list of a few things to share with you, and hopefully this will help you understand how our return is planned. So we will be reviewing your screening at home process, a student checklist, the hybrid schedule, campus access, arrival and dismissal, meals, and of course, campus safety measures. So when you're at home getting ready to come to school on January 12th, that first day, we'll ask that you parents and your children do a screening at home. You're going to be looking for things like, does the student have a fever over 100.4? Are they coughing? Do they have difficulty breathing, irritated eyes, a sore throat, stomach problems, or loss of taste and smell? These are indicators of COVID-19, and so therefore, if students have any of these symptoms, we would ask that you keep your child home. Okay, so another checklist that you're going to be thinking about with your students is as you get ready to start school that morning is, did we complete the symptom screening at home before we came to school? That's very important. Also, both your child and parents should know what time you're arriving at school and what time you need to get picked up from, they need to be picked up from school. It's going to be very important that we have families adhere to the drop off and pickup timelines in order to get all students through school in and out of the driveways, social distance as safely as possible. We also will want to ask ourselves, do we have our face masks packed? Do we have a water bottle? Do we have our Chromebook device if needed? And are we ready to learn? Those are important questions each day to ask. Okay, here are our cohort schedules. You know that if you're AM or PM, you've seen this before, but these are the times that you would be asked to arrive at school and to dismiss from school. And this is Monday through Thursday for our AM and PM cohorts, and then Fridays are remote learning days. Of course, our cohort C is our kindergarten pals, and these students will come from 7:45 to 10:45 Monday through Friday. All right. If your child becomes ill at school, it's important that you know that we'll be taking good care of them while we wait for you to come to school. So our plan at this point is, of course, if a student's not feeling well, they will be checked for these, screened for these symptoms. And if any of these symptoms occur, we certainly will have a nice, comfortable place for them to wait. And this will be in our school library, and we'll have cordoned off areas, sectioned off areas where the kids can have a comfortable place to sit and wait for you. We will call parents immediately and ask you to come pick up your student. All right, once a student is sick, either at home with one of these symptoms or from school, the family will work directly with our school nurse to determine the protocol of when the student will return to school. Okay. So when you do come to campus, students will have the specific site designated drop-off and pickup locations. We'll make sure we're all physical distancing and not congregating. And of course, we'll have our temperature checks, directional flows, and splitting up our entrances and exits to keep our social distancing in check. All right, so we have arrival and dismissal. We have the next few slides we'll be going over arrival. It's important to know that face masks must be covering the entire nose and mouth, and in compliance with our dress code policy. Students need to 6-foot social distance and be apart from 6 feet apart from their friends at all times. We'll have their temperatures checked when we arrive on campus, and then students will go directly to class. All right, if we're coming in a car, all students brought in a car will enter through the car main drive-through. So as you can see here, this is where cars will come in. Doesn't matter if you're kindergarten all the way up to 6th grade, if you're driving in a car, you're gonna come through this way. As there will be a kindergarten TK Easy Up with a big sign that says kindergarten drop off here. So as you come through the drive-through, you'll come all the way around the curve and that's where your kinder and TK drop off will be. We'll have staff outside and a walkway where students will know exactly how to make it into their TK and kinder gate. The rest of our students, 1st through 6th grade, as your cars pull through the drive-through, you'll be able to exit your cars, and the students will then walk right through the main entrance, social distanced, of course, and pass by the temperature check stations, and then go straight to class. All right. If you're a walker, you'll come up, you could come from different directions. Some students walk from the back because they live on this back side of the school. So they would walk up this way, social distance, and get their temperature checked through this part of the gate. If you're walking up from the park, same thing. Students would walk up this way, of course, wearing our mask as we approach school. Kinder and TK will enter this gate where their temperature will be checked, and walking all the way through up to this direction where our 1st through 6th graders enter. Of course, if you're walking up from the South Corona side, you'll walk through this way, cross here with Jose, our custodian, and then walk down this walkway and enter through the student temperature check area. Of course, we need to make sure we're physically distancing as we go through as we walk through campus. Okay, our AM arrival, school begins at 7:45. So different than in the past, our gates will not open until the arrival time. So our gates will open at 7:45, at which time students will be able to exit their cars and enter the campus. Attendance won't be taken until 8, so that means we have 15 minutes to get all the cars through the campus and students exited their vehicles and off to class. And we cannot have students be dropped off at the school prior to 7:45. Our PM arrival times are as indicated below. 11:45 is the start of school, and attendance will be taken at 12. So students will be dropped off no earlier than 11:45. And our TK kinder for that same PM cohort will be at 12:15. Okay, dismissal will happen in 3 locations. Our front main gates, our back gates for those who are coming from a special education class, or students who walk out the back who live on the back side of school. The other 3rd place is our kindergarten gate, which is going to be our sibling exit. For dismissal and a car pickup, we will be mailing you copies of placards for your car, and it'll have your student's name on it and possibly the teacher. It may have multiple students if you have more than one student here at Foothill. You will place that student name placard on the passenger side dashboard of your vehicle. That way, as you drive through, we will be able to see who you're there to pick up. You'll come through the drive-through at your student's designated time, and then you'll pull forward as the cars advance through the line. Parents will remain in cars, and staff will be helping get students to you. All right, for dismissal, we do have the following information for you for dismissal. So you can read that we'll, of course, be social distancing. We'll be walking, correctly on our walkways with a directional flow. Students will have designated marked spots to stand on as they wait for you, which are social distanced. And we want to make sure our students, of course, are physical distancing and avoiding congregating. So to help us get students in and out of the drive-through as quickly as possible, we would ask that you drive through our drive-through at these times. 9:30 for TK Kinder, 9:50 for 1st grade, 9:55 for 2nd and 3rd, 10:05 for 4th and 5th, and 10:10 for 6th grade. And then for the PM cohorts, it's 1:50 for TK and Kinder, 1:55 for 1st grade, 2 o'clock for 2nd and 3rd grade, 2:05 for 4th and 5th grade, and 2:10 for 6th grade. All right, our special education cohorts, AM and PM are listed above, and our C cohort is listed below. You can see that Mrs. Shanks, Mrs. Morgan, and Mrs. McDermott's class will exit out the back gate onto buses or to waiting parents. Mrs. Shanks' dismissal is at 9:40, and Mrs. McDermott and Mrs. Morgan's are at 10:10 for their AM cohorts. Their PM cohorts are all at 2:10 to 2:15. Mrs. Harris's PALS cohort, which is the C cohort, and possibly Mrs. Luke's class as well, will exit also out the back gate onto buses where parents or to parents that'll be waiting in cars. That is Monday through Friday for them in person. Okay, so of course, as you can see, our dismissal map looks like this. We do have our car drive-through here, and we'll be asking that you drive through again with your placard in the window. Students will be waiting on the grass in the area listed here. We will have 6-foot social distance markers for students to stand on as they wait for you. Siblings will be meeting in the kindergarten playground area, and once they are all together, they will exit this way to you as well, to your waiting car, or out to where you may walk up to meet them. The only students that would be walking out the back again are the ones who live on the back side of campus and our special education cohorts that will be exiting to buses or parents in cars. All right, our district is providing a grab-and-go meal at the end of every day for each student. So this will have a lunch and a breakfast in it for them each day. All right, our campus safety measures. As you can see here, we have student desks are 6 foot apart. They have desk barriers on every desk. Hand sanitizer will be in every classroom, along with most classrooms have sinks and soap to wash hands. And if not, we will have mobile hand washing stations around campus. In addition, we have signage around campus reminding students to wear their face covering and wash hands and keep their distance. And last but not least, we will have cleaning schedules and calendars in every class. Common touch surfaces will be cleaned throughout the day. You're talking about countertops, doorbells, light switches, faucets, handles, and sinks, things like that will be cleaned every single day, multiple times throughout the day. And then classrooms and other occupied spaces will be disinfected nightly. All right, we do have a short video here from the district office that has been put out to share with you about the return of school.
Hi CNUSD families. As we prepare to welcome back our TK through 6th grade students for in-person learning, we want to take a moment to share a few things you should know. First, it's important to self-screen your child at home every morning for any COVID-19 symptoms or illness. If your student's experiencing any symptoms, please stay home. Be sure to remind your student to bring their face covering with them to school, as they'll be required to wear one on campus at all times. Please remember to drop off and pick up your child on time. Students and parents will not be allowed to gather before or after school. For those arriving to campus in a vehicle, please remain in your car. For those who walk to campus, we ask that you do not gather and remain socially distanced from other families. Parents and volunteers will not be allowed to enter campus. School sites will have specific entry and exit points. Parents can expect to receive further details directly from their school. Students will have their temperature checked as they walk onto campus. Any student arriving on campus with COVID symptoms or illness will be sent to the site isolation room. Parents will be contacted and are expected to pick up their student immediately. Once at school, students are to go directly to their assigned classroom. No breakfast will be served on campus, and the playground equipment will not be open for students to utilize. Students are encouraged to bring a reusable water bottle to refill throughout their time on campus. As a reminder, school office hours will continue to be by appointment only. Lunch will not be eaten on campus. However, to-go meals will be provided to all students free of charge for the remainder of the 2021 school year. While students will be attending in-person learning half of the school day, they will still need to participate remotely during the second half of the day. Every Friday will be 100% remote learning. We look forward to learning and growing together safely. For more information and to review our school reopening and safety plan, please visit www.cnusd.k12.ca.us/2021. Thank you.
All right, moving on.
Hi CNUSD families. As we prepare to welcome back our TK through 6th grade.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Moving on. There we go to our final slide in the presentation. I just wanted to say welcome back to school, boys and girls and families. We're looking so much forward to seeing everybody on at campus once again. I do want to say, lastly, just that every well thought out plan will always have a few bumps and bruises, a little bit of bugs in it. So bear with us the first few days of school as we work out some of those kinks, and we are able to kind of adjust as we go through this arrivals and dismissals with you. Again, the time that we have with your students is well worth the effort, so we're looking forward to it. We just want to make sure that you understand that we could have a few tweaks and adjustments to this plan as time goes on and we see how it works. Again, looking forward to it, and we will be seeing you on January 12th. Thank you.